So you probably have seen the climate change report from the United Nations, and it's pretty some damning stuff too in it. And as you can see across the world, you see many disasters happening. Particularly, obviously we see it now in the heat, like the severe heat in Ireland in the last few months. Something that you wouldn't expect in Ireland, and that's obviously something wrong. And then 10 minutes later, it's raining. There's something not right in there, and we shouldn't be as hot as we are in Ireland. Let's be totally honest. Ireland's not built to be that hot. It was nearly 36, 30 in some areas. It was, I think the highest was 36. Sorry, I think in Cavan here when I was here, 33. 33.6 degrees or something like that. It's very very warm. It was boiling. Um, but yeah, it shouldn't be that warm in this country. Like, let's be fair here. We can't deal with 17 degrees, let alone 33 degrees. And then obviously you have the floods in Belgium and Germany, and obviously floods in London too. And you can see that, you know, there's something not right in the atmosphere. We have to be totally honest with ourselves. There's something not right. Um, but again, OT, in fairness to OT, give fairness and talk about a different thing here for a second about climate change. But in fairness to OT, they did do a report saying that China is not living up to their promises of cutting down global emissions, or cutting down their emissions. And obviously China, they're building coal plants. Somebody pointed out to me they're building 35 new airports this year and last year alone. 35, that's probably the size of Dublin Airport 25 times. Right, think about that. Size of Dublin Airport 25 times. Think about that. Um, think about that. And you're saying they're cutting down emissions. United Nations, where are you? You apparently are gone home. You think they would say, the biggest problem here is China. And we have to be fair, it is China. It's not Ireland, because Ireland's only 0.3 or something like that. It's very, very small compared to other countries. Obviously, population wise, there's less emissions and everything like that. And then obviously the Green Party just keep whinging and whinging and whinging and whinging about a few people lighting a fire. There's a few older people lighting a fire in the country because they've nowhere else to heat themselves. They can't heat themselves because they haven't got oil heating them into the old fashioned houses. And they only have to fire, that's all they have, like my father. He only has a fire, that he'd be lost without his fire. And to be totally honest, he has a fire, lights to keep himself warm, to keep himself going. And have a bit of heat in the house in the dark with us. And obviously he loses smokeless coal and everything. And even then they're still not happy with that, him and Ryan and the rest of them. They want to get rid of it completely, they want to just get rid of them. And in other words, get rid of all the people lighting fires. And obviously that's not going to kill the environment, let's be fair here. A few people lighting a fire is not going to kill the environment, let's be fair. What they're doing in China, they have huge amount of coal plants, huge amount of oil plants, burning oil, burning coal. And apparently the United Nations, the World Health Organization, is not at home. Apparently they're not at home when that's happening. Because we obviously seen before the COVID-19 everything this started, we've seen people in China having to go around with masks, and literally the whole air is full of dust and soot from factories, pumping smoke, burning plastic into the atmosphere and killing the wrong people. And it's not that bad here. Maybe some bad fires. You could get some bad coal and it goes up into the air around here. Might cough, or you might cough a bit. But in China, you literally to go wearing face masks before because the pollution was that bad in some cities in China because of how much plastic they're burning into the atmosphere. Because all the little shitty yolks come from China. All the little shitty yolks come from China. That's literally plastic made out of shit, more or less. Comes from China. And I would say to anybody not to buy them because you support Chinese sweat workshops. And you give money to the Communist Party. We don't want that. And again, apparently the United Nations are not home. But again, that's a big good. And then obviously the pollutant throw toxics into the lakes and seas and everything like that. We do have problems. We do have problems in the atmosphere. We have to admit it that there is problems. And we do have to deal with it. Especially oil too, oil extraction, things like that. It does put huge pressure on the earth. It does put huge pressure on the environment. It does release emissions. Like particularly in Saudi Arabia, the amount of oil being extracted, it's not good in the earth, it's not good in the environment. But then obviously we have other things too that's contributing to, well, not really climate change, but it is emergency kind of. Like we take for example the amount of face masks in the ocean. We have something like 40 billion face masks line in the oceans, because some countries are dumping in, and we're not going to choose any country, but I say it's them commies, them wet. But again, apparently we're not home to investigate. But again, no, but that is a problem. That is a problem we have to face, and that's going to be left for future generations to face. Particularly plastic too in our oceans. The oceans are full of plastic, and it's killing our fish, and it's killing our animals in the sea. And we do have to do something about that. That is an emergency. We have to be totally honest. We have to do something about that if we want fish life and sea life to survive, because the plastic, so much plastic in the ocean that, God forgive us, is just a huge amount, and it could never be cleaned, and the whole ocean might be like that forever. Then you have many other things, and many other things that's very bad in the environment. Particularly, a lot of people do talk too, to me about, particularly cow, with these and oil cows. Take for example, these and petrol cows, not oil cows. What the fuck am I doing with oil? But yeah, people do talk to me about that, and they do say about the old train lines. They should have never got rid of the train lines, for example, in Ireland. They should never have done that. There was trains going from Cavan to different parts of the country, from Cavan to Dublin, going down up to Northern Ireland. They should never got rid of them. The trains would have been better. Then, the amount of cows going up to Dublin every morning. Take, for example, you take the N3 going through Virginia. You stand there for an hour or two, say 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. Take a list of how many cows go past. And how long they wait, because particularly Virginia in the mornings is just a fucking traffic jam. Because whatever the Celts have done with the bridge down there, they just messed up everything. They should have just left it the way it was instead of just tricking around with it. Then obviously the lights are not the best. But again, if they had a train, it'd be a lot faster, because obviously they only have to stop to pick up passengers. Take for example, there's a train station in Virginia. Take for example, there's a train station at the outside of Cavan town, and then it'd be going to Dublin, because a lot of nurses walk up in Dublin, up in the Mater Hospital, for example, and up in Beaumont Hospital. And they could get a train from Cavan. They can drive the cow. They can, if they live nearby, they can walk to get the train. And the train to go up to Dublin would take probably half an hour at most, because you're on a train track, you're not on a road or anything, nothing in front of you, and obviously you can go a lot faster. But it would be a lot better, than having the amount of cows on the road. And to be totally honest with you, it would be a lot better, and probably be a lot better for people, because a lot of people, I know even, for example, I have relations that work as a nurse in Dublin. And obviously she's very tired. She's working 8 to 8 shifts. So she's going up in the morning, and coming home very late at night. And that time she only hits the bed, and there's not much for life. She only gets the weekends off. At least with the train, she's time to spare. Take for example, she goes at, I think she leaves at 6:30 or something like that in the morning. She's up around 8 o'clock or before 8, just before 8. Take for example, she gets the train on the outside of Cap. Take for example, at around 6 o'clock, right? She has time to kill. She won't be washing, because washing can lead to accidents, and we do see a lot of accidents, and that's how people washing to walk and things like that. And trains would be better to get around the country quicker, and obviously we'll cut down. But anyway, we have to see what happens, to be totally honest with you. We have to see what happens. But I do say one thing we have to deal with is China. We do have to just be fierce tough on China, and we have to put a stop to them burning plastic and all this. Before we go after any other country and whinge about Ireland only burning a few people, putting on the fire for a few briquettes and a few bit of coal in it. Like again, Imran Wine has nothing else better to do.